Everyone, Assalamu alaikum. In this English for computer science topic, uh, I'm going to talk about communication. This is first topic for English. Uh, After that, I'm going to talk about the grammar, passive voice. Now, for uh, for topics, before going to through the communication types, before I'm going to communication type, I'm going to start with communication model. As you see here, the sender is going to encode the text or the message through channel. After the receiver is going to receive this message, he's going to decode it and send feedback to acknowledge the sender that the receiver is received the message. Otherwise, it will send message that, for example, the receiver is out of service, or his mobile is switched off, or some another acknowledgement shows that the receiver did not receive the message. Now this model, although this is first slide and first topic, but you have to be careful. I think one of the midterm tests, I asked to draw the communication model. So this could be one of the question. Draw the communication model. Now we comes to the communication types. The best type for communication is fiber optical cable. Why the fiber optics is the best type? Because it's going to it have ability to deliver high capacity of data, about 1.5 gigabyte for short time, very short time, so it's fast. However, it have a disadvantage. This one, the disadvantage is expensive, and also to install it as well is expensive. So the fiber itself expensive, and the installation also costs some money. However, there are another types of communication. The cheapest one is telephone wire. However, the telephone wire also it have a disadvantage, which is the deliver certain amount of data and consider slow. So it's okay, but if you have a company, or if you have a area which could which need to deliver fast high capacity of data with fast speed, so this would not be useful. For that, we go to another type of communication, same like earth satellite transmission, or microwave transmission, radio transmission. All these, for example, earth satellite, that's when you have a TV, for example, TV signals or this thing, so you do need use satellite. Microwave transmissions, so this is another type of transmit data. Radio transmission. During my PhD, I worked on LMDS, local multi-point distribution services, type of radio, local on earth stations, build many earth stations and transmit data through them with the high speed and high capacity, 1.5 gig in short time. So there is another types of transmission, which I also did some search about it, which is HAPS, high altitude platform system. So these other type of transmissions. During the exam, I might give you some passage to read, and I give you some question about this passage. So the passage could be about the transmissions. So these are types of transmissions. Now I am going to move to global system mobile. Okay, I'm going to talk about the principle of network for global system mobile. Now the global system mobile, the structure of the network consists of 7 cells. Each cell, it have a base station in the middle. Each cell of the 7 have base station on the middle. However, you might say that, okay, that this cell, it will interrupt, so because using same frequency, so it may interrupt the signals. This signal, if it seems like this signal, so interrupt. How we could use it? Actually, there is a technology named this technology frequency reuse. Actually, what's this frequency reuse? The frequency band is going to be divided into 2 or 4 frequencies, and each of these 2 or 4 frequencies is going to set the antenna or the radio of this station, set it either vertical or horizontal. That's why these 7 cells, it will not interlap or interrupt other signals. Each signal have its own frequency. That's why we name it frequency reuse. This base station or tower is going to send the signal, the mobile, or if it's moving cars, is going to send the signal, and when this car moves to other cell, it will automatically switch on to this tower. Now this is called handover. So when it's going to go from this cell and enter to this cell, so it's going to hand over the signal to this tower or this base station. So that's how the principle of global system mobile or GSM. Now the GSM consider the mobile station, which contains of both mobile equipment and SIM card. The SIM card, of course, have the pin number, which is like the IP address. So each mobile have its unique SIM card or pin number, which is considered the security algorithm. So no one could have your number. Just each SIM card have its own number, and you could save in your SIM card. You could save your own phone book, private phone book. So that's for security. That's part of the SIM card. Here, as I mentioned just a few seconds ago or few minutes ago about the handover algorithm. Of course, by the way, I did one of the research on handover algorithm and how the base station, how the moving signal is going to hand over from one station to another station easily without required a password for this signal. You know, when you go to this signal, if there is no handover, if there is handover problem, so when you go from this cell and you enter to another cell, you required to ask you, okay, will you change to this signal or you continue to the previous signal? Now handover, it will solve this issue. So when you move from cell to cell, the SIM card is going to link automatically with this station. We're not going to ask you, do you want to link with this station or this station? No, this question will not be asked. So that's actually these things you find it when you change from country to country, actually on border. Why? Because you are going to go from system to another system. That's where they ask you want to link with the previous system or the new system. But as long as in same country, so you are going to use same band of frequency, not different bands. So it's going to use the frequency reuse with solving to handover problems. However, is going to link easily and smoothly. Now here are some important abbreviation. During the exam I might ask you, what is the abbreviation of MS? What's mean MS? MS means mobile station. As I mentioned just previously, mobile station equal to mobile equipment. When I talked about a global system mobile station equal to mobile equipment plus the SIM, which is subscriber identity model. SIM, subscriber identity model, which is actually your SIM card. Also, I am going to talk about the network. Actually, there is base station subscriber. There is diagram. I am going to show it you just after this slide. The base station subsystem equal to base transceiver station plus base station control. Also, we are going to see the network switch subsystem and mobile switch subcenter. If we go to the next slide, we are going to find out this model. So this is the GSM block diagram. GSM block diagram. I might ask you, this is general knowledge and you do need to know it. How to draw the GSM block diagram. It's not necessary too much details, but just so this is, as you see here, MSC, NSS. If you forget what is MSC, just go to the previous slide and you see it. MSC is mobile switch center. See here, this is mobile switch center. It used to switch from network to network, mobile switch center. There is NSS. What is NSS? If you don't know, just go back. Network switch subsystem. Okay, is to switch from system to another system. Network switch system. This one, if you don't know what is BTS, just go to the previous slide and you see it. Here we go. BTS is base transceiver station. All these abbreviation you need to remember it because it's useful for you. I think in year 3 with Mustafa, you are going to study about mobile. So you do need to know what is GSM, what is SIM, all this, because you are going to use it. In mobile you have lecture about topics about mobile with Mustafa, I think in year 3. Mustafa Ghanem, he's going to teach it to you. However, you do need to know these abbreviations are very important. Now, I am going to go to another topics, which is the video conference. The video conference is type of communication that used to exchange voice and image. Nowadays, the video conference, nowadays technology is even more modern. We could use it via Viper, WhatsApp we have. However, the idea of this one is similar like Viper and WhatsApp, so we do need to know, maybe sometimes you do need to use machine like this, which is dealing voice calls and video with video. So however, this machine it have, if you see here, from the icons, you know what is this item, what is this button could do. For example, this one, if you see at F, you find kind of a speaker. So this is for volume, to increase the volume or decrease the volume. If you see here, this is, if you see number 2, F is volume. So F for volume. If you see, for example, at, let us say E here, E here, you find something like someone person call, and there is a slash on this one. So this is like a mute. If you see here, this is a mute. This is to, so you will not hear the person what he's talking if you want to just focus on something. If you see here, there is G, not to see your picture. So if you want to see some the opposite person, to see his picture but not to show your picture, how to do it? Go to G. Where is G? Is here. So this is will view the other person picture, but it will not show your picture. H mean hang up the line. So this is to hang up the line. So you are not switching off the line. No, you will hang. Let him on wait until you finish your business, and then you come back. Then there is a call start. Whereas this is at A. This is you start your call when you dial the number. You start your call. C is the keyboard if you want to write a message. And K and I, this is moving camera. This is K and I. L and J, this is to zoom image, zoom in and zoom out. So all these things, I might bring arrow here and give you gap. What is this? This is to dial call. I might give you arrow here, for example, and give you gap, and you write, what is this? This is for volume up and down. So these things should be, you should know it. All of you have a mobile now, and you use Viper, WhatsApp, so you should know how to use this one. Now I give you as a homework for this lesson. The homework is here. Very easy. Try to think the organization provide computer communication to exchange information at your region. So this is one of the, just Google and do search. So you have to write some like few lines, 5 or 6 lines, that's enough. Students in another country want to study the same computing course as you as yours. So you just read the question and answer, just 5 or 6 lines. What are basic communication part? What are the basic communication part? What you need? Okay. So the part I did it for you in the first one, in the beginning. You see here. So what parts is here? Very clear. These are the communication model. It shows the part. So you write what's the part. Also there is another question here. GSM stand for, the abbreviation of GSM. Okay. Global System Mobile. Draw GSM blocking diagram. Here we go. This is GSM blocking diagram. Draw it. So that's very easy homework. Just try to do it. And there is another homework. I am going to give it to you about grammar. Please put it in the same homework. Now I am going to, that's it for the topics about communication. Now I am going to move the grammar. I am going to move to the grammar about passive voice. As I mentioned to you previously in first lecture, if you remember, passive voice is one of the most important grammars which you must know it in details, because this is going to be used when you write your final year thesis. So you cannot use, for example, I did this, or we did this, or I got this results. So you should write it in the way of passive voice. The results have been done. The objective is found, or something like that. So it cannot be I did the results, I found, I got. No. So it should be write it in the passive voice. So the passive voice used when the object could be more important than the subject. or the subject could be well known, same like when you say I, we, they. So it's well known who did this object is I, or we, or he. So no need to mention this. So we change the focus for one of these things. The object is more important than the subject, or the subject is not important to know. For example, if you buy something from City Star, from a cashier named Muhammad, it's not important to know the name of the cashier Muhammad. So you bought something from City Star. So the things, the object is the most important than knowing the name of the cashier. So, and the place as well. So that's not important to know the subject. Or the subject is clear and no need to mention it. So for example, let me say the policeman arrested the thief. No need to know that the policeman arrested the thief. The thief is arrested. See here, thus the object, the thief, is arrested. So is well known that the policeman who's arrested. Or the subject, so the subject is known. The subject is clear, okay, and no need to mention it. So that's for reason. That's why we use the passive. Now examples for the passive. Teacher is teaching the students. Okay. Now if the teacher is well known, or the students who listen to the lecture is more important than the teacher. So the students are, because it's, you see here there is S, so it should be are being taught. The students are being taught. Here by the teacher is no need to mention it. So the students are being taught. Of course taught by the teacher. No need to mention the teacher. By the teacher. Paint is sold in City Star. For example, Muhammad sold the paint in City Star. Not important to know Muhammad. So the most important thing is the paint. Paint is sold at City Star store. Here says the subject is worker who sold it. Is not important for me to know who sold it. Okay, just the main things is the subject. The road is being repaired. So the subject is the road. The subject is the worker who repair the road. So not necessary for me. Is not important to know the worker. The main things is the road have been repaired. So who repaired it is not important. Also we have he is being arrested. So who arrested? Should be police arrested. So it should be the police arrest him. So he is being arrested. So that's what I care about. I care about he. But who arrested, of course, would be police. So it's well known who arrest him. My lunch is stolen every day. So I don't know who stole it. So I don't know who is the thief. So my lunch is stolen every day. See here, I bring the object at the beginning, then I put is or are or was. So then I put this one as a past participle, and I remove the subjects. So that's how it's work. Now we are going to, that's in general about passive voice. See here, some of these words. Continuous passive voice, continuous present passive voice. So there are, in general. Now we are going to go for details. I'm going to talk about present passive voice. So present passive voice bring be in the beginning. Could be am, is, are, plus past participle. So that's present passive. Example, they don't need money. Okay, they don't need money. Money is the object in this example. So I am going to bring the object in the beginning because I am going to focus on the object. So money, then I'm going to put the verb. Am cannot be am, is or are. Money cannot be are, so money should be is. And here do not, so money is not. And then need, to put it in past participle, so it will be needed. Money is not needed. Of course, money is not needed by him or them or they, so whatever subject. So here, people make pasta in Italy. So here is the object is the pasta. So pasta, so if we follow the formula, so pasta, so here cannot be pasta am, pasta is. Pasta is, then bring the past participle of the verb, which is past participle of make is made. Pasta is made in Italy. Of course, by the people. It should be by the people. Is well known by the people. Now we are going to move to present continuous passive. The formula for that is be. So after you bring the object, after that you put be, which is am, is, are. Same like this. The only difference you have to put after this here, this is the present passive, but for present passive continuous, after that you have, after is or are, you put being, then you put past participle. Now let's look to this one. He is using the stove. So the object is the stove. So the stove, after that should I put is or are? Cannot be you put am. The stove, because it's one stove, the stove is. And then after that I have to bring being. Okay, stove is. Why is continuous? Because here is using, so it's continuous. So it should be being. Okay, after that used. Of course should be, because he is, so it should be used by him. So the stove is being used. She is making, look here, ing, continuous. She is making dinner for us. The object is dinner. So dinner is, because it's here making, dinner is being, then the past participle of make is made. Dinner is being made, and then bring the for us. So now here there is example. I want you to practice. As I mentioned, this is grammar. I want you to practice these topics for me. Jackie milks the cow every morning. Look here, Jackie milks the cow every morning. So the object here, okay, the cow. So you should bring the cow first, okay, sorry, you should bring the cows first, okay, and then you bring is, are, okay, and this is you have to think about it and solve it. So these examples I want you to practice on. Okay, after that I am going to go for simple past. So this examples is a homework continuous to the homework which I give it to you during the communication topics. Okay, and there is another more examples or another more homework. All of these homeworks I want you to write it in paper and send it to me. So now I'm going to go for simple past passive. For simple past passive, now here instead of is or are, am, is, are, if you have single, so you put was, okay, because it's simple past, okay. So if you have a single, instead of is or are, so you put was or were, then you put past participle. After this one, after this topics, we are going to go for simple past continuous passive. If continuous, so you put here plus being, okay. After was or were, you put plus being. We are going to see it later on. Now we are going to go for just simple past. So the teacher corrected the mistake, okay. The most important thing is the mistake. Why? Because it's well known that the teacher is going to correct the mistakes, so no need to mention about the teacher, the mistakes. And because it's a plural here, see here is s, the mistakes, and this is corrected in the past, so the mistakes, instead of are, we put were. The past of are, we put were. The mistakes were corrected, of course, by the teacher. Did the little boy sell all candy bar? The most important things I'm going to talk is the candy bar. Actually, all the question marks, it have different formulas. However, I'm going to cancel this question because I'm not going to give you a question, something with the question marks in the exam. Question marks have slightly different formulas, okay. So please cancel this one. The question mark is not included. I'm not going to give you question mark in the exams. No need to practice about the question marks. Here, Lauren did not eat any apples. So because here did not eat any apple, so here is not, so no apples, so that's the object. The object is no apples. Now because did here, so in the past, so, and here is a plural, so it should be no apples are, but because in the past here did, so no apples were. And the past participle for eat is eaten. No apples were eaten. Of course, should be by Lauren. He did not. Here is same idea. So he did not give the wallet. He did not give the object here is the wallet. So here the wallet, and you put the was or were, because here is did, was not given. If you see here, if you put no wallet was given, it's okay, but this is better sounds. And also, if you look to the previous example, Lauren did not eat any apple. So if we put apples, and here were not eaten, it would sound better. Apples were not eaten. So it sounds better than, if you put no apples were eaten. But this is also correct. But it's better if we put apples were not eaten. So that sounds better, because, it's better if we put object in the beginning before no. No apples were eaten is correct, but it would be better if we put apples were not eaten, because the object should be first. But no apple were eaten is correct. Now these are some exercise. Please don't solve the exercise with the question, because exercise with the question is kind of different rules. So exercise with the questions, please don't solve it. Solve this one. The children rang the bell few minutes ago. So solve, change this one to passive, okay, and neglect about the question, the topics with the questions, okay, because they are you know, I different rules, I do need to explain it, and not necessary, because in thesis, you know, you are not going to use question, you are not going to use passive for questions, so no need for that. Also when you go to write your reports at work, so you will not put some questions, so no need to worry about the questions, because this is, I'm not going to give it to you in the mark. Focus on this one, how to change this to passive voice. Okay, so 1, 2, 5 and this one, please neglect them. Now I'm going to go to the last page about the grammar, which is past continuous voice. Past continuous voice, continuous, is same like previously, but is continuous, same like past passive voice, but with continuous, with being. So we have to put object, then you because it's past, you put was or were. After that you have to put being plus past participle. Example, this is now active voice. The boy was reading the book. Okay, if I don't want to mention about the boy, the object is the book, so bring the book at the beginning, and because it was here, so I put was, and he's still reading, so the book was being, then the past participle of read, which is read. No need to mention by the boy. Okay, this one I don't want it, so just no need to mention about it. So this is passive. Okay, now here another example. In the kitchen we're making pancakes. Now the pancakes, that's the objective. Bring pancakes at the beginning, then because is in the past, so pancakes is plural, it's not one pancake, it's many, so where, put being because is making here, the verb is making, so ing, so you put being, and then you put the past participle of the verb, which is make, put made, so pancake were being made. Okay, not to mention in the kitchen, because in the kitchen is the active voice. Now another example, in this garden was grown the flower. No need to mention in this garden. I want to talk about flowers. So flowers, now look here, because it's s, so you have to put s in the past, so because here past was, so flowers is plural, so and because s, so we put were, flowers were. Why we put were, not are? So because here is was, so in the past flowers were. Then you put being, we are following the formula, then you put the past participle for grow, okay, which is grown. No need to mention about in this garden. In this garden is just to show you. Okay, now here you have some exercise. Also I'm repeating number 5 and number 6, no need to worry about it. 5, 6 and 7 here, no need to worry about it. So all prepare it in one homework. So the exercises, the homework from the end of the lecture, which is communication lecture, and all the exercises, please write them in one paper as a homework, and this homework will be your marks. So please write it as a homework and send it to me. Hopefully I see it by next week or week after. So you have 2 weeks to send me this homework, either next week or week after. Okay, if you have any question. Okay, good luck guys. Wait for me for the next lecture next week. Thank you, bye.